Welcome to another edition of the G League Rundowns, the first installment of the G League Rundown for this week. As always, Cardell Dudley Jr., Raymond Lyons, Wilson Tarpe Jr., and we got a lot to get through. Like we told you guys, the G League season is extremely compressed. It is on the move. We have teams that have already clinched playoff spots. That's just how quickly, that's how fast we're here. So like a couple weeks ago, we're like, hey, look, the G League starts. This is G League Ignite. Here's the Bayhawks. Well, stuff's escalated pretty darn quickly. So let's take a look at the standings like we always do. Then we get into the rest. All right, Santa Cruz Warriors, 10-3. So are the Erie Bayhawks. They're also 10-3. Both those teams have clinched playoff spots. The Raptors 905, 9-3. Austin Spurs 10-4. Delaware Bluecoats at 9-4. All the teams that I've named thus far are all clinched their playoff spots. All right, then we have the Oklahoma City Blue at 8-4. Lakeland Magic at 7-5. The G League Ignite at 7-6. Rio Grande Valley Vipers also at 7-6. Westchester Knicks 6-7. The Knicks are the last team before we get to the rest of these guys that haven't really been eliminated yet. 6-7 is still a little bit of hope. For the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, it's a wrap for them. They're 5-8. Long Island Nets haven't officially been eliminated. They're on borrowed time. They're also 5-8. Memphis Hustle 5-8, already eliminated. Agua Caliente Clippers 4-9. Canton Charge 4-9. Salt Lake City and Greenville Swarm all 4-9. And the other thing they have in common, they've also been eliminated from playoff contention. And look at the Iowa Wolves, man. Look what y'all did. Look what y'all did, man. 2-11. You didn't go over. Look, I am actually happy. I am. Y'all been hurting me this year, man. Every time it's bad because I'm scrolling, just looking at numbers, and the numbers just they start to dwindle. That thing's been 0 for like 3 weeks. Well, shout out to you guys for not ending this thing 0-13 or 0 worse. You got 2 wins, and that's what's important. It's like you got the win and loss again, and then won again and lost again. But what's important is you got 2 wins. And that's what we're going to take from this is the growth. All right, so we're going to get to Cardell and Ray now. Cardell, then Ray. Once you guys let me know your standout players for the week. Get the clips going.
I guess I'll go. I'm going to start with Paul Reed, Delaware Bluecoats. I mentioned him before, but this man won't go away, man. He's consistent. And that's why I feel like later on, he will possibly get a call up. 6-9-4, he dominated inside and out once again to help lead Delaware to a 103-97 win over the Canton Charge. They did today. Reed finished with 26 points, 12 rebounds on 10-17 shooting from the field, 2 of 4 from deep, while shooting 100% from the line. Like I said, Reed has been one of the G League's more consistent players, averaging 21.6 points, 11.3 rebounds, 2.1 steals, and 2 blocks a game throughout the season up to today, while shooting 57% from the field, 43% from deep, and 73% from the line. Reed is lethal in pick and pop situations due to his efficiency shooting from mid-range and from 3-point range, and his ability to crack the basket off the bounce. Bigs don't know what to do to slow him down. He hits a couple of threes. It forces hard closeouts, and if you close out hard on him, he has the quickness and ball handling to get by you and get in the lane and cause a lot of damage. He also runs the floor, very well basket to basket. He finishes well inside with either hand. He's a high-level rebounder, especially offensively. He's the total package at full, and is the big reason why Delaware's sitting at 9-4 right now. And last, Brandon Ashley from the G League Ignite, he had a big game today. He's always been an explosive, versatile forward. But today he showcased a little bit of everything today for the Ignite, despite them coming up short in the loss to the Agua Caliente Clippers, 116-111. Ashley's 6'9", 230. So technically he's a power forward, but he has a wing skill set. And, depending on the lineup, he could play any of those front court positions, effectively. He posted 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 steals on 12 of 15 shooting, and 2 for 4 from 3-point territory. Ashley crashed offensive glass as well, grabbing 5 rebounds. He shot 2 of 4 from deep, one in transition, one off between the pop set, and he drove to the basket relentlessly, scoring at will. The Clippers couldn't keep him out the lane, and with the countless times he drove to the cup, he dropped 26, and he didn't get one free throw attempt, which is crazy. 12 of 15, drove relentlessly to the basket, didn't get one free throw attempt. But to keep things in perspective about how big of a night, well, how big of a day today was for him, on the season, he's averaging 9.3 points, 4.5 rebounds on 51% shooting from the field and 27% shooting from deep. So he played well above what you normally would get out of him, and that's why he was a standout player for me.
All right, Ray, your standout players.
Gonna start with Marcus Bolden for the Canton Charge. Had 14 points, 9 rebounds, 7 blocks, albeit in a loss, but still great individual effort from him. That's actually coming off his first double-double of the season on March 1st, posted 18 points, 13 rebounds. It's always good to see somebody make their bones on the defensive end. I know that's not really a highly touted thing these days, but we just saw Rudy Gobert get 200 mil for being dominant defensively in the paint. So, putting the emphasis on that, it can make you a limited commodity. Not saying that he'll be as impactful as Rudy one day, but even if you don't get to that level, a few notches down isn't that bad at all, because as we know, Gobert is one of the most dominant defensive bigs in the league. So that's just what he does, man. He makes things difficult at the rim. And even on offense, he can get the ball around the basket and finish. Next is Yogi Ferrell from Salt Lake City. Had 29 points, 4 assists, 3 steals. It's a guy with some league experience. He's undersized, but has a knack for scoring the ball. But what he's doing is kind of really what I look for people in his position, that have been up top before, coming down to the G League. He just looks like one of the more experienced players. So I know NBA teams are probably looking at that, and he'll probably get his opportunity because he's just kind of showing that, he's just a notch above the guys at this level. Jared Harper for the Westchester Knicks had a huge game, 27 points, 10 assists. He's being a floor general, but he's also showing he can put the ball in the basket, and that's really just what the league wants today. In regards to the point guard position, you're going to have to be able to score the ball, but you're going to have to be able to set the table for your teammates as well. And I also had Paul Reed on my list. I'm not going to get too much into him. Cardell pretty much covered the book on that. But, he's just a double-double machine, and his play has been equating to wins, because Delaware, they spent much of the season pretty much at the top of the standings. So, those are just a few guys that kind of stood out to me over the past couple of days.
All right, with the Bayhawks, we're not going to get too in depth with it. Santa Cruz Warriors beat the Bayhawks last night, 121-91. Cardell broke this down last night on this week's episode of the Focus TV. So if you want to get a little bit, if you want to hear what he had to say about that, just head over to Facebook, Twitter, or even stay here on Instagram to catch what Cardell had to say about that. Or you can check it out Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on the Focus TV that airs on DC TV. Moving on to the Ignite. Ray, we'll start with you there. Just we'll get to the Ignite notes, you and then Cardell.
Took a tough loss today to Agua Caliente, but I mean, I'm gonna keep talking about Jalen Green every show. He just continues to be impressive. I just like his poise, his effort, his skill set, everything. He's he's proven that he's worthy of his ranking and hype or whatever you want to call it. He's, as we've been saying, he's been the most consistent player on the Ignite team. And Cardell highlighted Brandon Ashley as well. That's if he continues to put up games like this, he's not going to be lights out like this every single game. But if he just kind of exceeds what he's been putting out before, then his stock is going to undoubtedly rise. When I see people talk about this Ignite team, I think they have a misconception of what it is. I think people are taking them to be an all-star team for the G League, which that's not the case. It's a developmental type deal. a lot of these guys were high school kids last year. So, it's just kind of walking them into the pro life. So I I think it would do people some justice to keep that in mind, and given their situation, I think they're playing really well. Of course, there's going to be some bumps in the road. This is their first taste of professional life, not only on the court but off. There's a big adjustment and learning curve there. So, I enjoy watching them play. I enjoy seeing their development. They got a guy who's been around the league for a very long time, and their coach Brian Shaw. So yeah, man, I just expect to continue to see them, get better each day. And it would definitely be nice to see them in the playoffs and see what they can do in that situation. Because as we all know, the intensity just kicks up a notch in the postseason. So it'll definitely be nice to see how they react to that change.
All right, Cardell, your thoughts on Ignite?
Tonight, they actually showed some fight. They went down kind of big early. They're not big. They went down 14-6 early. At the 5:59 mark in the first quarter, and it looked like the Clippers were in control at halftime. 53-45. But in the second half, they fall back. The Ignite, thanks to the playmaking of Bobby Brown, Isaiah Todd and Brandon Ashley finishing inside. And they actually took the lead 83-82 with 10-11 left in the fourth. But from then on, it was a back and forth affair. It's just that the Clippers made more shots down the stretch, and they made all of their free throws. They were just more efficient. They made more shots at a more efficient rate, and that was the difference. That's why they lost, by 5. As big of a night that Brandon actually had, you just spoke about Jalen Raymond. Other guys are still struggling to kind of find a rhythm. You know what I mean? And that's what's costing them in some of these games that they're losing. The Ignite shot 48% from the field, but they shot 29% from deep and only made 4 out of 4 from the line. Whereas the Clippers shot 49% from the field, 44% from deep, and shot 13 of 13 from the line. It is what it is. The Clippers just made more shots in key moments, especially down the stretch. And that's usually the difference, like what Raymond was saying in the playoffs. If the games get tighter, guys play harder, everything, the intensity is just higher up. Those are the little things that help you win games, especially in the series. You know what I mean? So, it was a good learning experience. The fact that they fall back, whereas, not a couple weeks back when we did this, when the team got up on them, they beat the hell out of them. And one of them was the Bayhawks. That shows improvement because they didn't get down and let the team get away. They fought back and actually took the lead. So, point guard Jordan Ford, he led away with 22 points, 5 assists and 4 steals, and 9 of 15 shooting from the field, 4 of 7 from deep without a single turnover. So that was very impressive. Anytime a point guard can go a whole game putting up those type of numbers that don't turn the ball over, I mean, it ain't much else you could say, especially in the win. And I mentioned Ashley production earlier, so that's all it was. You know what I mean? Waiting for Kaminga to get back in the flow. He's kind of been off the last couple of weeks. Y'all know my saying. The scouting report is catching up, so you got to adjust. And that's just something that they gotta learn, man. That's the whole point of them taking this path. You know what I mean? This what they're seeing what the pro life is like. So, I'll be that man. I think it'll be fine as they keep going.
All right, last but not least, who do you guys have on the verge? Start with you, Ray, and then Cardell.
Man, I'm still rocking with Kevin Porter Jr. He hasn't slowed down. He looked like he anxious to get back to the league. With the way he playing, he should be getting called up because some teams could use him. But yeah, he just been on a tear. Since he's arrived at the G League, and that says a lot about him. He was kind of out the mix for a little bit after leaving Cleveland, but he came in immediately ready to play, and as soon as he stepped on the court, he showed why he was at the big show. So yeah, man, that's my guy for this week or for this episode.
I actually got 3 guys on the verge of Paul Reed, double machine, like Raymond said. I really feel like he could play now in the league. especially when this thing is over, I really believe he's going to be one of the players in the pool that they looking to call up. I look at a team like Houston that are just so dang small right now, and that's why they're losing games. They're playing dudes 6'5" and throughout the entire front court along with their back court, man. It's just, it's hard to win. It's hard to win the NBA being that small, man. And they need a big that can pick and pop, play with Wall, but also do his own thing if needed. You know what I'm saying? Won't get out of character, acting like he's a star, man. He's just going to be hungry and happy to be up there to play and produce. You know what I mean? I think, that's somebody they should be looking at. You know what I'm saying? Especially, hopefully, with Christian Wood trying to come back soon, hopefully. Vernon Carey Jr., he's another one that's been consistent up front. I know Charlotte winning, that's probably the real reason why, they like it ain't necessary to make a move. Maybe they will bring him up, but we'll see. 21-10 on 10 of 18 from the field and lost to Austin Spurs today, man. He's consistently just getting a double-double, man. Like I said, he's a technician. He's in better shape, getting off the ground more defensively, blocking shots, rebounding. He can run the floor. I think that's another one that's definitely on the verge. And, Justin Robinson, local product. Vatek played to Boo Williams. Actually, played for the Go-Go for a little bit. You know what I mean? So, 17, 8, 7, 3 today. 17 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 steals today. He's averaging 15 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds on the season. He's shooting 40% from deep. Only thing that, and only turning it over 2.2 times a game. So, he's not hurting. The only thing he got to get up that might be holding him back is field goal percentage and free throw percentage. He's shooting 38% from the field and 67% from the free throw line. And as a point guard, you got to be more efficient than that, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I can see kind of hurting him. But he's been very, very solid. And, with those numbers and the way he takes care of the ball, man, and his experience that he's grown with, I just think that's somebody that they need to pay attention to if you need point guard help.
All right. If you guys didn't have anything else, gonna let everyone know. Don't forget, we got G League Rundown once again on Friday, and then tomorrow night, Wizards Clippers. We got Wizards Outlook following the conclusion of that game. So for Cardell, Raymond, myself, you guys have a great evening.